Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, so it's show review day with myself, Johnny Rose, and this man, Bully Boy Carter. Hello, Bully.
Hey, you alright?
Sound, mate. Sound.
Good.
Today is Canadian Stampede. Last week we did, what did we do? King of the Ring, 93.
That was it, yeah. 93,
This one is like 4 years later. Quite a lot different, isn't it, in time? You know, you think 4 years isn't a great deal of time, but the two pay-per-views are quite, like, vastly different.
Yeah,
you know,
very
it's gone kind of like family-friendly sort of King of the Ring to Canadian Stampede, which is like the start of the Attitude Era, really, isn't it?
Yeah, this is literally, we're probably in the Attitude Era here, but like the early days of it kind of thing.
Yeah, very just about.
Yeah,
because Austin is like proper becoming Austin at this point, isn't he? Like,
yeah,
you know, not quite doing the finger and shit, but it's getting
almost
there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's July 6th, it was from 1997, from the Saddle Dome in Calgary, in Canada. It was part of the Calgary Stampede Festival. Like Stu used to run there, like not that venue, obviously, but part of the Calgary Stampede, like every year, you know, the little festival.
Yeah.
12,121, I think it was, like in attendance. So a fucking big big crowd. You know, the biggest crowd of the reviews we've done as well. Like that, I think King of the Ring was only like 6. So business proper picked up as well in this period.
Right, yeah.
I managed to find the free-for-all match that was on the little half-hour show before it.
All right.
Which was the Godwins against the new Blackjacks.
All right, okay.
Barry Windham and Bradshaw in it. Like two fucking big, powerful teams, but it was proper all action. But I suppose it had to be, because the whole idea of the match really was so the commentators could talk about. No one really give a fuck about the match as far as the TV went. So it was just to give the commentary team a chance to kind of put the show over, innit? So it was just action that could just carry on. And the fucking 4 big dudes and 4 proper fast, you know, it was proper fast. Proper big bumps and proper hard-hitting wrestling, like. The finish was like one of the Blackjacks. I couldn't quite make out which Blackjack it was, if I'm honest, because they look very similar, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
One of the Blackjacks went for a suplex. One of the Godwins kicked him in the fucking darb, and small package, so the Godwins won. Bit of a lame finish, but for an opener, bouting, you know what I mean? But that was on the free-for-all thing.
All right, yeah, I've not seen that match.
Yeah, I found it on Daily Motion. I just put, you know, WWF Calgary Stampede, and that came up as well, so I thought I'll have a blast on that.
All right.
The first match was Mankind and Triple H, who was that year's King of the Ring winner, apparently, from just like a week before, wasn't it? And he beat Mankind for that in the final of the King of the Ring, by going by the commentary.
Right, yeah.
What did you make of that bad boy?
It's a really good match. There's only 4 matches on the card, weren't there? So it kind of gave us... It was actually a short pay-per-view as well, wasn't it? It's like less than 2 hours.
Pay-per-view, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it was pretty... It was a really good match, I thought, and it was a decent opener. There was a lot to it, wasn't there, for an opener? Like, they took it outside, they'd done, you know, went everywhere, up the ramp and stuff. Like, you know, the things they done, it wasn't, like... I think it's the only match on the card that could have been the opener. But, you know, they done a lot, like, you know what I mean, for an actual opener. But I think...
I thought the next match should have been the opener.
Well, I thought that, but then, like, a lot of the fans there, like, might not know who the fuck any of these are. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would.
They'd already seen the Godwins and the Blackjacks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but no, when we were talking about doing this show, I actually thought Taka and Sasuke was the actual opener. I couldn't remember because I watched it.
And me, but I think the mistake I made was another pay-per-view that Tucker and Brian Christopher were the openers on.
Oh yeah, that was from the same year, weren't it? About the same year.
Yeah, that was light heavyweight title. See, this, the next match, the Tucker match, it just said light heavyweight division, didn't it? There was no title yet.
There weren't a title, no.
So it was just, a match from that division. So I'm guessing the Brian Christopher one would have come a pay-per-view or two later.
Right, yeah. But
one thing I noticed in this Mankind and Triple H one, China's with Hunter.
Yeah.
And there was this right fucking... They're like out wrestling in the ring, but China does this fucking punch to Mankind, like over the referee's head. And the referee does this like fucking shit-ass duck, so he doesn't see what's going on. And it's fucking like so blatantly bullshit. But, what are you expecting? I thought that was fucking... It was funny more than anything else. And there was fucking... Did you see the bit where Mankind got hip tossed by China onto the steps?
Yeah, I wrote that down in my notes. Like...
Savage.
It was, like, I'm thinking as well, like, because that's a fucking bump that you wouldn't really think someone would plan, but they obviously planned it because they went straight for Foley's leg after it, didn't they? So he worked on the leg after
that was the
it.
next thing I've written is H works on leg is exactly the next line.
Yeah. And that came straight from that.
Yeah. So I suppose it might be something that goes through Mankind's head, to be fair, because he's full of that fucking crazy shit.
Yeah. Or they just fucking thought about it there and then, like, okay, I'll do the leg thing. But I reckon it was planned. Like watching, I don't know why the fuck you planned that, but I reckon it was planned to, to start working on the legs.
Cactus's head, yeah. Double count out finish, which I thought at the time after seeing it, well, that's bollocks. But then later on, it sort of makes sense.
Yeah, with the brawling and shit and everything that they're doing.
Because I didn't know the brawling thing was going to happen, but after I put double count out finish, hope this leads to a falls count anywhere or another pay-per-view.
Right.
Thinking if that's it, then there's got to be some kind of fucking no disqualification kind of match at some point.
They had quite a lot of matches in '97, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had quite a few.
On Wikipedia, it was 13 minutes 14 seconds. Yeah, but it would have been a cack finish if the brawling shit later on, which we'll come to at some point, didn't happen. But all in all, see, I'm not the big... Controversially, like everyone in the world seems to be a Mankind fan, and I'm not.
Right.
I could just about bear Cactus Jack. Dude Love was my favourite Cactus Jack personality.
It's funny because I was going to say that I'm not actually a fucking big Triple H fan. Like, I'm more of a Foley fan than I am a Triple H fan, and I'm not a massive Foley fan, but I just prefer him.
I'm more of a Triple H fan as he became Triple H rather than the Hunter gimmick.
Right.
Like I quite like when he became Harley Race.
Right. Yeah.
Which is pretty much what he morphed himself into, isn't it? Yeah. I quite liked him then.
It made me laugh before when they were showing you clips of like the Foley and Triple H like rivalry or whatnot, and they've got the voices in the background. And Jerry Lawler, I think it's Jerry Lawler. It made me laugh when you think about where Triple H is now. And I don't know if you can remember him saying it, but Lawler was like to Vince, "Has Triple H ever tried to buy the WWF?" And I'm thinking, like, obviously,
yeah, I remember. The voiceover I read on Wikipedia was and I'm surprised I couldn't tell. To be fair, it was Michael Hayes doing the voiceovers of the little clips, highlight packages. It was Michael Hayes' voice, and I wouldn't have known, to be honest. So next up was the flying Japanese light heavyweights. Taka Michinoku versus Great Sasuke. It depends who you ask on how you say it.
Yeah.
But I think they say Sasuke on this, don't they?
They do, yeah. I don't think they know, to be honest.
No. Light heavyweight division. which I thought was really odd that it flashes up light heavyweight division, because the match before it didn't say heavyweight division.
Right. Yeah.
Why advertise the fact they're two small people? We can tell they're two small people.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this. I've not written much for it because I was kind of baffled by it. I was just watching, but I put wrestling, kicks, submissions, and fly-in. It had it all. It did like have a little bit of everything, didn't it?
It did, and it was very crisp as well. There was no like, it looked neat, like, you know what I mean, like everything they'd done, and like shit, some of that shit looks. Did you see that fucking kick I was on about in the corner, right on his fucking dome?
Oh, fuck me, yeah.
Fuck yeah, and like Taka, like.
How'd you like them apple?
Taka looked like it was like fucking. Taka took it, he got up like he was ready to fuck him up, and then he just like sat back down. But shit, it looked so bad that did.
I have two, not from this match, but two brutal Tucker and Great Sasuke moments. My favourite Tucker moment is when he got thrown out of the Royal Rumble and landed fucking on his head. Have you seen that? He doubles him.
So like 2000 something, 2002 maybe, or something, around about that time, wasn't it?
It was one of the kind of, I think it was like a return kind of thing, because he'd
been
gone for a little while, I think.
Is it the one when Mr. Perfect came back and people like that? I think Goldust and maybe Godfather. There was a few that came back in it. Sure, it's 2002. I just remember
he could have gone out a couple of times, to be honest. Kept getting back in and coming back out again.
I think he did. Yeah.
But that was fucking brutal. And my great Sasuke moment is him in Japan. I think it's Michinoku Pro. Is him against Dirt Bike Kid, a British fella.
Right.
In some sort of mask sort of tournament thing. And Dirt Bike Kid's in his little sort of BMX kind of mask.
Yeah.
And fuck me, this Sasuke beats the piss out of him.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous watch. I don't know what he's done to piss him off, but he fucking did. And he let him know about it. But yeah, really enjoyed that one.
No, it was a good match. Yeah, it was. And I'm not a big fan of that type of style, but like I say, it just looked, because they were selling as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a really good match in the sense that it wasn't just like you say, they had a bit of everything. It wasn't just two fucking high flyers going in there and fucking seeing who could outflip the other one. You know what I mean?
Wrestling, kicking, submissions, and flying, and it was in that order that they did.
Yeah.
They sort of did the wrestling to prove they could. Then it went a bit of hard in, and then they slowed it down with the submissions, and then they built up to the flying. It was like nicely timed. I thought really good.
Yeah, it was. It went really smooth.
Yeah. Triple H and Mankind then kind of reappeared.
Yeah.
Sort of battering each other all over the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't last long, did it, sort of in and out. And then there was a promo with, I don't remember, but see, I've seen this before, but until I watched it recently, I didn't remember Paul Bearer looking like he did.
No, I thought he looked different as well without the mustache and everything. It was just like...
no mustache, and he got like ginger hair. And I thought, oh, this is odd. And I wonder if there was a reason for the look change. Was it because he's not with Taker or what?
Maybe, I don't know. Because at the time, I went at like 2-3 years not watching wrestling, you see, and I got back into it just before WrestleMania 14. So I missed this period as it was happening, which is quite fucking annoying because it was such a good time, I thought. Like, it was really...
Yeah. I totally missed 97 altogether because I was working at Butlins all year.
Right,
the only sort of wrestling I could get hold of was a subscription to PWI magazine that I had to get from the local fucking news agents at Butlins to kind of just read about it. I didn't see any wrestling all year.
No. Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and watched it all, obviously, numerous times. But yeah, like it was just before WrestleMania 14, so I missed like probably 96, 97, and then got back into it like 98.
There could have been worse times you missed, to be fair. You didn't miss the greatest period, wouldn't you?
Well,
so then it was Vader and Taker.
Yeah.
Vader apparently replaced Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, yeah, I read. Yeah, that's what they're saying, isn't it?
Wiki. Ahmed Johnson would have been the villain then, wouldn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
So was that a Nation of Domination, Ahmed Johnson?
Right, yeah. How? So
I don't remember Ahmed Johnson. And if anyone's watching this and can put us right, I don't remember an Ahmed Johnson, Red Trunks Ahmed Johnson as a villain. Unless I totally missed
like I say, I kind of missed this period a bit. So was Ahmed originally in the Nation and got kicked out because he feuded with the Nation, didn't he?
Face first when he came in.
Oh, was he?
A couple of years before.
Right.
And then joined the Nation. I could have all this timeline totally fucking wrong here, but I'm sure he was in the Nation after he was babyface.
Oh, was he? Oh, I thought he. Oh, I don't know because I don't remember him being a heel, like you say, but like I know he would have been if he was part of the Nation. Then got thrown out, I guess, because he feuded with like Farouk, didn't he?
So I can only guess that if he would have been wrestling here instead of Vader, it would have been like a Nation of Domination. Ahmed Johnson versus Undertaker.
That's what I'd have thought.
For the world title. I mean, put in Ahmed Johnson in the world title match.
Yeah, that's not fucking right, that.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I mean, I'm not the biggest Vader fan, but fuck me, he would have done a better job than Ahmed Johnson.
Well, yeah, I didn't mind Vader. Like, I liked him in WCW, but nothing he done in the WWF was fucking worth.
He passed his prime as well, hadn't he? Really, kind of. His best was early 2000s WCW, early 90s WCW.
90s, yeah.
Paul Bearer cuts the Undertaker off with a shoe. That was the first thing I've written with the as far as the match goes, which I thought was fascinating. No, just use the shoe. Vader beats the piss out of him. I thought he was fucking proper leathering him at times.
Pretty hard, isn't it?
I don't know why I made an issue of that, because it's the Undertaker. Like, it's nothing fucking new. Undertaker tries that fucking tombstone reverse thing.
Oh,
and it all goes tits up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've seen him do that and it's looked fucking awful. It didn't look as bad. I know it was a fuck up, but he's done it before and it's looked a lot fucking worse. Like, because I think he kind of rectified the situation somehow. I can't remember what they've done or whatever, but
Vader just kind of crumbled a bit, but he did manage to kind of pull it back. But it kind of gone past it. He should have just fucking, in my opinion, he should have just fucking dumped him and done something else. But there was a Vader bomb onto the knees, choke slam, tombstone, Taker wins.
That's some fucking strength, that is, to lift Vader up for that tombstone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like everyone, like obviously everyone says that the best finishers are the ones you can do on everyone. There's certain people you can't do fucking tombstones on, but they don't get much bigger than Vader. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty fucking impressive feat, that, isn't it?
In fairness to the Undertaker, he's done it to most, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much like Yoko's probably the only one I can think of. Maybe Mabel as well. Like them two.
Fucking, I've seen him do it to Kamala. That tall geezer, Gonzalez.
Yeah.
That would it, because his fucking head will be on the floor before he, before he's turned him over, wouldn't it? But I quite like the finish. It was built up well, and it was one of those fucking Vader's almost got him because he was going for that fucking Vader bomb gimmick.
Oh yeah.
That went, No, I'm not a fan of either, which is everyone gets pissy with me because I don't like The Undertaker, but I really enjoyed this one. Third good one. No,
I enjoyed it, and I mean I like The Undertaker. He's not like in my top 5 or 10 or anything, but he's certainly like.
I don't find him offensive or fucking. I'm not knocking him in any way. I enjoy him. I'll quite happily sit through him. But he's not somebody I'd put on my top 50 list, let alone fucking top 10.
I mean, like, I appreciate like everything he's done, because when he came out in like like late what was 89, weren't it? 90? Yeah, 90, weren't it?
Yeah,
90,
it was
yeah.
90.
And like it was in the fucking land of the gimmicks, weren't it? And gimmicks, they weren't fucking around for all that long. But like the fact that he has been around and reinvented himself every so often,
he's kept the same gimmick, but he's freshened the gimmick up each time, isn't he?
Yeah, there was just that brief period, like he went through that biker thing. It was like 4 years, weren't it, or something like that? I think 4 years he went through that. But yeah, practically.
That documentary, that fucking last ride, I really enjoyed that, and I didn't think I would. It was Kay that wanted me to watch that, and I was like, "Meh, fuck you know, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest." And then once I started it, I was gripped.
Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was really good, really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was an emotional story. It was nice to see him as him, rather, fucking dead man.
Yeah.
So it's main event time. We have got Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom, Goldust, Kenny Shamrock, and Steve Austin versus Brett, Anvil, Bulldog, Owen, and Brian Pillman. A rare Brian Pillman match, this really, in WWF, isn't it? Because he didn't do a great deal, did he?
No.
He had the bad leg.
Yeah, when did he come in? 96?
Got to be towards the end, isn't it? This is only in start first week of July, so we're only just over half the year. But most of that he was out with a bad leg, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Literally just in, and he fucked the leg. And then not long after this, he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, it was 97, wasn't it? So it would have been. I think it was October 97, maybe. Am I wrong?
Correct. Of what was it, July, August, September, October? So there we go. We're only 3 months away. Fucking pop for the hearts here is fucking mad, isn't it?
The what?
The pops for the hearts when they come to
fucking hell, yeah. It was. Brett said it's the loudest reaction he ever had. Like listening to that fucking crowd it was like
just watching it on the telly. Fucking, you get a little buzz, don't you? Because you're like, fuck.
It's like, who comes out first? Is it Pillman?
Yeah.
And it just seems like the fucking reactions are not, like they're not stopping. They're just getting louder, as they're coming out.
There's no gap in between either, is there?
It's just like fucking deafening.
One man's in, one man's out, and then it's not dying and going back up again.
And then it's literally just constant, and it's fucking absolutely deafening. And it was, I think as well, like a lot of the people there were a lot of like Stampede fans as well, so they kind of grew up with like the Hearts, like probably some of them knew the Hearts when they were kids as well, because like they literally, so seeing them. You were sorry?
It's their town, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So it was the atmosphere was fucking something special, to be honest.
For anyone that don't know the score here, the Brett, Anvil, Bulldog, Owen, and Pillman team, everywhere else in the fucking world, they were villains. But here in Canada, where this was filmed, they were the biggest fucking baby faces ever. Everywhere else, they were like, Canada's the fucking greatest, and the world was against them. Yet in Canada,
I think they were
saying Canada's the greatest,
they were pretty,
the biggest fucking baby faces ever.
They were hated in America, obviously, fucking despised in America. But I don't think it was just Canada, because like I think they were pretty over in the UK in that, because even in their fucking, if you look at their like
one night stand,
and during their promos and stuff, they'd always kind of big up the UK and big up like other places in Europe and that, and they would just always fucking dig at America and that. And I guess it was Vince's idea to go that route, but like, fucking hell of a great idea though, wasn't it? Because I don't think.
To be fair, it was a risk to take.
It was a massive risk because had it been done before, like,
I don't know. As far as countries go, you could never imagine fucking Nikolai Volkov going to Russia and still being a babyface, because he's fucking Nikolai Volkov. You know what I mean? It's like, and Duggan could come over here as a babyface, or go to Canada as a babyface and still get the USA's.
Yeah, well,
I
that
think.
happened actually. I went to a WCW show once, like in their dying days. I can't remember where it was, and every fucker in that building was chanting USA when Duggan came out. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I think you learn to love what's given to you on television, regardless of where you're from, or if Duggan's doing it on television as a kid, that's all you want to do back, isn't it? You don't give a fuck whether it's fucking filmed in Washington. To you, it's in your living room, so it's happening now. So to see LOD, Goldust, Ken Shamrock, and Steve Austin booed to the extent that they're booed, and this villain team cheered, it was quite an odd thing to watch. But it could
yeah,
only happen here. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking.
yeah. I mean, like you say, it was a risk, like you say, but it fucking paid off because it was a really, really memorable time, like that whole angle, and it's just, I mean, obviously with the way things ended for the Hearts, it had a lot more like momentum. Like obviously, I think it because it wasn't really a long, and I think that's part of the reason when people talk about factions as well, they never really mention the Hart Foundation because they weren't really around for that long. You know what I mean?
No,
It
no.
wasn't like it was great, I think, at the time because it really worked. But it was months, weren't it? Like you talk about fucking Horsemen that were around for years, or NWO that was a few years, the X as well. But Heart Foundation was like a few months. Like
If you had given it longer, was there anywhere else you could go after this?
what after the big
After
pay-per-view?
this fucking Canadian Stampede thing, what do you do next with them? Where'd you go? What's the fucking? Do they come back to America and go, "Oh, sorry, America, we love you, really"? You could never claw that back. I don't think.
No.
And they've been against the biggest American team you could possibly put together in the WWF at that time. What do you do now?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's just like I know. I mean, they've done a lot of good things as well. I mean, that pay-per-view was the obvious like the pinnacle of the whole thing, but there was a lot of good, good angles and stuff there. And it's just like I say, it was just like I don't. When did they get together? It was after Mania 13. It was like I don't know, maybe 6 months or something, if that. 5 months, I don't know, but
was it all built to this? Do you think? Was that the
possibly.
whole
But
intention?
I don't know. I mean, when was this? July, was it?
July, yeah.
Yeah, and like obviously, like fucking Montreal was November, so they were still. It was 4 months
True.
after this, wasn't it?
Which is another Canadian pay-per-view. So close together. I didn't think of that till you just said Montreal.
I was thinking earlier, actually, when I was thinking about doing this tonight, I remembered that, like, think fucking out, yeah. One in Calgary and then one in Montreal.
I suppose it's the other side of the country, isn't it? So. But yeah, the fucking pops were mad for the Hearts. I thought the match itself, well, I found out it was 24 minutes 31 seconds. The match itself, there wasn't a great deal to it, but you didn't need it.
No, I think it was more of the occasion, wasn't it? More of the spectacle rather than the actual.
No, Hogan and Andre, there was fuck all to it. But you think about the spectacle of it all, it was exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah, and I think that's what this was as well, because and like if you get a 5-on-5 match, it's very rarely going to be a fucking 8-star Meltzer, isn't it? You know what I mean?
No,
like
never.
a 5, you're not really there for the fucking masterpiece, but because of the story around it and everything, and the whole angle, and where they
You're
were,
never going to get a crisp 10-man tag, are you? Never in the fucking rain.
No.
It was sort of. I've not written a lot either here. I've written quick swaps at the start, big schmores. Brett batters Austin's leg. Suplex to gold just by Davey, which I thought was a good one. Like the superplex. Austin puts the sharpshooter on.
Before that, though, Austin fucks up Owen's leg, doesn't he? And then Brett repays the favour. So it's like kind of that told a decent story because they fucked up Owen's leg.
A game of fucking one-upmanship, and anything you can do, I can do better kind of gimmick.
Then Owen gets taken out. Then Austin goes, so that it's effectively 4-on-4 now. Then that's when Austin comes back, innit? Like later on.
Austin goes for the family, fucking having a fucking pop there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In Austin gets, Owen rolls him up. What the fuck? Yeah. It was as easy as that.
Simple. And the pop has fucked me, that pop as well at the end. It was good to see Owen as well. It was good that Owen got because like that added to their thing as well, didn't they? Because they were coming up. If you had
to place a bet, it would be fucking Brett doing the fucking rolling up, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised it was Austin that got pinned as well, to be fair. Like he was on the up.
Yeah, he was fucking top of the tree, really, wasn't he? He was the next big thing.
Yeah.
But I suppose LOD were too strong and Goldust and Ken Shamrock were kind of almost the meaningless two, just there to make the numbers up. Like, I'm not saying they're shite like, but out of those 5, those are like the shit kickers, aren't they?
Yeah.
After the match, there was a fucking big brawl as well. I put Memphis style in brackets because it was like fucking proper Mempho brawl.
Yeah.
And then they fucking cart off Austin in handcuffs.
Yeah.
And then there's a big fucking Hart family celebration. Yay. Felt in pay-per-view all round. Fucking loved it. Really did. 2 hours as well just keeps my fucking shit attention span.
Yeah, that was perfect time. I thought it was just under 2 hours. And I actually think as well, I'm not over familiar with King of the Ring 97, but I will say that I think this was the best pay-per-view in 97. When you look back at the pay-per-views that I can remember from 97, there was WrestleMania 13, which was the fucking shits, apart from the fucking I Quit match, in my opinion. It wasn't a very good like WrestleMania, to be honest.
Well,
there was a couple of...
On every fucker's list, this is always high, in it? On anyone's fucking... best pay-per-view list, this is always listed.
Yeah.
And you can see why. Even though it's 4 matches and it's 2 hours, that's all you need because it's got a bit of everything in. And it's just about really good.
No, it was, cracking pay-per-view, to be honest. I'm quite glad you chose this one, to be fair. I just watched it about a month ago, I think. It was good to watch it again.
Next week, we've got a fucking belter. Let me tell you, this one is defo my favourites. It is Ringmasters, the Great American Bash, which I believe is 85.
Yeah.
A beautiful thing.
Yeah, I've got that one on DVD, actually.
It'll be on the hour.
Wouldn't it?
Oh. I thought I've only got the hour video, but that's fucking plenty.
Yeah,
that's the best hour of wrestling.
But I got it on DVD, though, like the Ringmasters one.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be the same thing, wouldn't it? It'll be like fucking.
Because you might get more, to be fair. You might get more of a match than I do.
It's still pretty short, the DVD, though. It is quite short.
All right.
Yeah.
It's produced by Pro Wrestling Illustrated, wasn't it, the magazine?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is next Wednesday. Friday, we're doing the Rockers. Yes. I had a look through YouTube at the Rockers matches. There's some fucking bowers on there.
Yeah, there will. I'm not looking.
It is shortlist 4 is going to be fucking difficult.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I was fucking scrolling. There's fucking millions of them.
The thing about
that's good, but I'm not going to pick that. I'm not going to pick that one just in case it's better. And you keep going. You think, fucking hell, that's about 20 I found.
The thing about that era, though, the Rockers era, was the fucking greatest era for tag team wrestling anywhere. Fucking the teams that they had back then, fucking 20 like top teams. So the matches they had against fucking all these different types of teams. Like you say,
they were in fucking Memphis, the AWA, and the WWF, and they all had cracking tag divisions.
Cracking ones in the AWA that I'm not overly familiar with. So
that's Friday. we'll do. What day is it today? Wednesday. Yeah. So Rockers Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday is your pick for the singles man.
Yep.
And you picked. Who did you pick?
Barry Darso.
Barry Darso, Smash, Repo Man, Blacktop Bully, Hole in One, Barry Darso. Oh yeah, Crusher Khrushchev. Yeah. Fucking hell, there's plenty to choose from there as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Been everywhere and done everything, him.
Fucking has, hasn't he? Big fan of Barry, I am. Big fan of Barry Darso.
So the Rockers Monday. No, the Rockers Friday. Monday is Barry Darso. Next Wednesday is
Great American Bash.
American Bash.
Yeah. And then it'll be another tag team next Friday, won't it?
Barry Darso, Great American Bash. Another tag team Friday after.
Yeah.
Wicked. That's been Canadian Stampede. We'll see everyone at home for the Rockers. I'm looking forward to the Rockers. I'll do that tomorrow night. Anyone at home, get on the YouTube and start watching Rockers matches. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it. The eyes of the world. Eyes of the wrestling world. Are we watching this shit? Two old men talking some wrestling. See you later.